This is my second video. It's basically continuing from the one we made, the two sliders controlling a wheel, and that represent a system called DIMDS, and that stands for dual induction motor drive shaft. Now what we're going to do today, I will explain all that sort of function later on and how we're going to get ahead. So at this stage on here, I'm just going to recap to this point here. What I'm doing on here, I'm just recapping because we added two sliders on the last, and we did the whole, we built it up from the whole scratch. So I just did a quick little project to get to the slider, so we're not so far off. We're just going to recap and add another slider here, then we'll continue from where we left from basically, and then we take it from there. And then, you know, on my last video, I think I'm going to go back and try and fix some bugs of another project with a similar problem and get everything up on the screen. Just fix all the other bugs of what I found or what couldn't work the last time. But here on this one, it's a continuation of the other video we did. I'll bring it up now of this one. Remember this one with the slider, two sliders like that. This motor runs, they both go, the other one opposes the other one, and it breaks. So that's how it works here. So with that in mind, we are looking to just quickly put another slider on the other project that we got here. So lend me your ear for 1 minute. Okay, so what we're going to do with this, we're going to basically do the same trick that we did on the other ones. We are going to basically hold the control key and click on both of them and duplicate these. Okay, now once you duplicate these, obviously you want these other new sliders to be the second motor, okay, on the same wheel to make it a dual motor, right? So on this first one, all you need to do is relabel it to that. The other one as well, you do the same thing, just relabel that to this. Alright, then we got those sliders in. The second slider, this is the first slider. It's got the slider there and the label. And then here we got the slider and the label. See, so now that's so quick. Look how it's done. So we got this here done. Now what we need to do in the label over here, it's still saying motor 1, but the label here is saying motor 2. So we need to change this to this. Put motor 2. Obviously this is already like sort of, you know, when you look on here, it's already saying adjustable motor 2 adjust slider. So already this is, you know, done. Now once this is done, we need to come on here. Let's just expand that a little so it's wide enough so we can work with it. Right, so we are here. This is the screen. We need to take, this is motor 2 slider adjust, we call it this adjust, it's about 2. So we got that. There you go. Then now we need to take the label for it and put it over here. just as quick as that. Now after doing this, we need to go then into the code. The code here is what we need to think, but I think what I done here is I had done this and then I went back to undo it, and so I can redo it. So on the code I might have just commented out. It's taking long to come up, isn't it? I might have just commented it out. Which is this one, I think. Yeah, right. I just commented it out. Basically, I open the motor at the top to say it's got two motors. Then I will also go on to the update here and uncomment this. Just a quick one for this, right? Oops, there needs your comment. Okay, so with that, that's for the first one. I did not include, let me just include the logs for the second one too, so we can monitor what it's doing on the logs. So let's put it here. So a log, yeah, debug log. This can be used for the AI. So I'll uncomment that and uncomment this too. Right. Once this is uncommented, it means it's ready, and there are no errors anyway, so there was nothing wrong with the coding. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go back into it, right, and save here. We'll save there, and then let's go into Unity and try to see what our project is going to respond at. Let's see it compilate here. Compile first on the corner here. That's where it's compiling where the mouse is there. I couldn't show this on my last video because I took the mouse cursor option out, but I got the mouse this time, so we can point at everything as we explained through, isn't it? So here we're gonna go to the second motor. Since this is already the motor one adjust is already set up, it's got that and it's happy. You see, seeing that this is already on the same wheel, we don't have to make a second wheel and name that this is a left wheel or right wheel. Do you see? But we'll see when we can position the wheel, which other directions we want to put the wheel on. That's not a problem later on, but what we want to do is set up this slider. Slider 2. It looks like it is set up, but in most cases this slider may not be happy with all that. We're gonna set it up properly. So we go on to here, basically go onto the function, and we get into this, that we're having a problem and bugs on other area experiments, but we managed to get this far. So on here you go on to this point, you obviously select slider 2 because slider 1 was the one that was working alone initially, like as we started this recording. So here we go, we select that, then it's going to request again, so we select here the motor adjust 2 again on here. So now we know it's completely set up. Then what do? We're going to try make sure that this is working, this slider is working, so it means that the code, the script will be also working, so we can verify that easily. Let's see what it's gonna do now that we've set it up. There you go. So we got that. Yes, it's working because that's going on the opposition, and this one will stop. Actually, this is working very good. See, it will now run the other way, and that will stop. So that's just basically the starting point of this, and then so we can continue on the other project and develop the other side of the wheel, and we take it to the other side, and we make this XL1, and we shall go to XL2. So I'll give you a quick browse through of what's coming, because we already got like this is what's coming next. So what we're gonna do is, let me just get that to work. 1 minute, let's see where we are. Right, so we're here. Right, got the two wheels there now. That's your front right, and that'll be front left. So with that, we can start off that motor. It starts and get it to spin. It's doing that left wheel there. You see, so on here it needs to be all labeled properly, because it's doing contrast to the labels a bit. But this is something that needs to be fixed as a bug later on. And then we got this one, the same front left and then front right. Okay, that's correct. It's me, beg my pardon. So that's working correctly there and there. So this is the future of what it's going to look like when we're done. Okay, so we'll put this one aside 1 minute, and we shall go to another project we had built that's got the two sliders, and it's ready to continue from where we left from. See, so these motors are opposing each other. So if I do this, it's going to go the opposite. Now that's what a dual induction motor drive shaft braking system does, and that's what we are making here, right? As part of the intelligent braking system, right? And with that, this is what we do, right? That's what we do here, and there is our piece of work. So let's continue with that. Let's see. Okay, we're back again. Let's do this and back on this. And while I'm saying I'm back on this, I just want to crack on and really expound on this. So the first thing we're going to do is, I think we're going to relabel these. So I think good labeling will bring us to understanding what we're going to do with the code, basically. You see? Alright, so it will tell us what we're doing here. So what we do is, we will say here, this is motor 1 front XL, XL1 should be XL1. So this one is motor 2 XL1. Actually, I left the front out here. It should be, it's also the front wheel, and that's XL1. We've got to build the other XL. That's what we're doing. So we get this right. Okay. Obviously, this is your second update. Where this one works with, it's working with this. right? And that one there is applying those forces for this over here, this variable over there, right? So I explained earlier on about all these rigid body and all that in the earlier part of this, I think part, the continuation from the last part. Okay, with that, let's crack on and set up all this stuff. Here, hold out. Oh, it's taking its time though. It's taking its time. It's pretty stubborn. Hold out. Very, very stubborn. Very stubborn. That's right. There you go. Hold out like that. Let's select it. Let's move it about this way a little. Right. This is where it was though. Hold out again. Oh, out. Okay. Some keyboards got two, like American keyboards got two alts, and the other alt does all different funny things. So I will not use that one. So I just wanted this wheel to be well, nice and positioned again. Not that it's not in the gaming thing, but because we've moved it is also gone out. So we're going to hold out and use your right hand side of your mouse to alter this direction and the positioning of the wheel. Yeah, with that now we've got a good position, so we go back to lining it up with this obviously is game object, align with view. So we're back into this again. We just want to make sure everything is happy first. Right. I'll tell you where this little rotation is coming from. It's the way I had set it up so I can see that this is the direction for the bottom slider. You see, so that was why I was just setting up this to make sure that I don't, mix the two up. So basically this is going forward, that's going back now. So it's telling you that what's coming there, that little rotation there is coming from the other force of the motor. Then you see, there you go. When it stops, it's going to start trying to do the other direction. We don't have time to wait for this to do, so we do this and close them out, and we'll carry on doing that because we've helped it. But what we need to do now, since we've set this up already like that, we need to go back into here, right? We label these instead of it being just a slider, right? Or we could just say front. I'm going to set this one up as a front. Front right. Front right wheel. Okay. Front right wheel slider. Front right wheel slider or adjustable. It's better to call it adjust. Right. Then we go here. That's the label. It's just going to say nearly the same thing again. Front wheel. That's the front wheel right. The label, definitely, that's what it's going to stand for. Okay, so then here, I'm going to say the left wheel. No, this is still the front wheel second adjuster. Right, front wheel right adjuster. This is also front wheel right adjuster for second motor. What am I saying? Yeah, that's why I was saying if it gets too many, you're going to be confused. Best to start labeling things in the direction you are going, so things don't get confusing. This will be right, and then take off the slider thing again and put adjust for adjustment. So now that's about right. But now when you come onto here, we got the label for the motor one, okay, and the label for the motor two. It's good to go. So if we are to make another motor on here, we're gonna go in here and make a duplicate of this. Right, and when you make a duplicate of that, we're gonna go into the duplicate and move it away from this one. See, it's away from that one. Then what we're gonna do with it, we're gonna rotate it here. I'll try 180. It tells you there it is 180 rotation. Is now just swapped over to the other side, right? And that's good already, right? So what we're gonna do with that is we've already got that wheel in place. Let's move this up there. Right, and what we're gonna do is change this. Doesn't want to go right there. Then this is what we're going to do on here. Instead of a front tire only, this is going to be front tire left, because it'll be on the left side. Front car, what, sport car front left tire. Needs to be just like that. Front sport car front left sport tire. The front wheel rather than show sports car. What would be the best way to have a sports car front tire? Let's make it wheel. Wheel is too long. Okay, let's just choose tire. It's a short enough word, and then here front right tire. Front wheel, front sports car front right tire. Okay, my spelling. Here we go. So things are a bit labeled up a bit good then, right? So we save this. What we got there. Don't know if there's anything else saved elsewhere about this. Oh, it's here, the script. So yeah, I would like just rather to save this as Excel1 somehow. Let's try that. Save it as, save the scene as DIM DS Excel. Oh, spelling of Excel. I think I call Excel 1. And let's put it like front here. Something like that. How is it looking? Looking pretty, I hope. We've got now that scene over there. Put this in now. Okay. Now, for this in place, We shall now continue from here. Alright, what we do, because we're going to create the motors for this. If you look at this, that wheel does nothing. Right now, it does nothing. Right? When you do this, it doesn't go like, it's not being controlled by that. Because absolutely nothing in the code itself. You see that stopped. There's nothing in the code itself that's been added towards it. There's nothing there for that wheel. Although we added this part, you see, and that part, or for the, this is supposed for the second wheel, and this is also for the second wheel, but this is only for one front axle as well, you see. But for the same, this is for the one side of the wheel. So let's say front, second motor and first motor is in one wheel, so I should say one wheel here, or axle 1 is telling you that it's in one wheel, and front wheel axle 1. So I need to open up another one. So this is wheel 1, so we're not getting confused. Wheel 1, there we go. It's just labeling anyway, so nothing has been changed yet. But let's just go back. We in here, there's no need to go back because this part is the one that brings all the UI libraries in there. So when what we say, having said so, let's come into here, and then what we're gonna do is this. It's behaving slowly, man. Right, what we're gonna do is this. We're looking at this. Hold your control key again, or you could have held the thing and go right to the top. You could do something like this. Click here, then hold down your shift button and do that. See, and go here and make a duplicate of them. Now this is where the labeling becomes crucial, right? Becomes crucial and interesting. So like you say, motor 1 front, this is now going to be this wheel which is on the left, so this changes to an L, right? And this one also changes to an L, and then this one also changes to an L, all of them. Right? Now the interesting part of this is, obviously let's take these ones out now that we're not going to get mixed up with it. If you do things systematically and logically like this, you won't get a lot of mix up, because there are some times when I'm doing things similar to this, I'm just doing things all over the whole place and I can't find where I started from, and I really got to write everything down and a piece of paper to work out what has been happening, which can be tedious sometimes. So yeah, here. So let's do this. Okay, we got all this up. Now the interesting part, all the ones that say label, they're still saying label 1, motor 1 there. So what you wanna do is change this to motor 2. Oh, that's motor 1 because it has left, and then what you say is let's put it here in short, front left. Okay, then we go to the other label, which is that, because those two are adjusters, right? And then you go front again, front left motor, front left motor, motor 1, there's other one, say motor 2, front left motor 1, front left motor 2. That's good. So what's this one say? Front right motor 1. So this should say front right. Front right motor 2. What's the other labeling saying? Front right. You appreciate if you label things this way, it doesn't cause problems later on. Now what we want to do is bring in our UI. Double click onto main UI, which is the canvas you made. Rotate that so you can see things more clear facing you. And if you can see clearly in there, right, that there is sort of double of everything. It's double 1, double 2s, like that. Now it's just a matter of positioning them properly. So let's go. Let's get this front right. You want to perhaps push this up there. You want the one on top, right? Adjust on top. There. Then you want the label to follow up on top of it. See? Then we go to the 2 label. I think let's start with the adjust. To adjust. This is a label. Let's push it up as well, up there. Then we go to the adjust. To adjust up there as well. Maybe it's not close enough. Let's push it up and get adjust. Get it up there. It's close up there. So now what we got? Let's push this down a little. Where is this? The left one. Let me start with the one rightmost at the bottom. Front left adjust. A little bit down. 1 and 2. Let's move it down a little. Just about there. Let's get this one. The label also for the motor 2. Then we get the motor 1. Adjust. Push it down a little. Then we get the label for motor 1. The label for motor 1 come down. There. Alright. Got something sort of set up now. Now before we go into anything else, we can actually go into the label, the motor, the front left, the front right. So what do you want to do? Let's get the front left in a different color to the other one. Alright, so we're going to get the label on this one. And get this color to put it red. Okay, so that goes also to the label 1 as well. Let's get that color red as well. Okay. Then we go up into this label. Get this color to blue. Closer to blue as possible. Okay. Label 2. Get the same color to blue or blue. See, there you go. So we got that. Just to make sure we are in good books with this. Going like, no, you can't believe. There you go. That's beautiful colors. Okay. Now let's just set that up now. I'm gonna go and set the code up as well. So we are in the same book, right? So now we're setting up the XL1, the left wheels, which are these here in red. So let's go into the code. Right, all we need to do, we go into this adjust XL1 and that. So what's the best way to do this? I'll just copy this. Okay. Right, and then paste it over here. Okay, paste it over here. Then I'm going to say this one will be motor 1, right, front, left wheel 1, left wheel, front left, XL, front wheel, left of the wheel here, front wheel left, XL 1, front wheel, motor 1, so front, okay, and that needs to say now front right here, wheel right, so we are precise with what we're doing. This is in the right hand wheel. If you do things this way, you won't face problems. Front right. Then I put front there. Front right. I'm typing something else. And I'm saying something else. Get like that sometimes. Right? Yeah, there you go. So that's front right. Now we go front left. Motor 1. This is front wheel. Motor 2. This is one wheel. It's got two controllers. Now we're working on the same front XL1. Seeing that we copied this from the one at the code here at the bottom, it's got the minus set up in there already. So we need to copy. Wow, I think I still got it in the clipboard. So that sets it up like that. And all I need to do now is to change. I could go and set up variables up there as well, isn't it? So all fit into one. Something is wrong with my variables. Why are they fighting against each other? Oh yes, this needs to be, this is front. Come again, this is front. Alright, motor will adjust to front. Motor will adjust to front. Front. Right, this is also front for motor 2, motor 1. Why is it saying motor 2 here? This is in motor 1. It's motor 2. Do I have motor 1 there? So I must say front here. Front wheel adjust front wheel. Put it so it's separate from that. You can show that they are different in a way like that. Front wheel adjust. Okay, got that. Then we have those. What else? What we've got on this one here? So don't get all these red things on this. So now this will be the left wheel. So that will be left small wheel. Right. Got two sliders on here. Front, second motor, front, first motor. Then we got here front, left motor, front. What have we done on here? This will be front, first motor. Right, Then this will be second motor, left wheel, second motor, and that's about right. For our logs here, and that's it. Yeah. So this should be good to go. Right, yeah, that should be good to go. And the exception of that's front motor wheel, front. I could change all this. If I change that, it's gonna go whole world of travel just now. Yeah. Do this. Front left. Front left wheel. Front left wheel. And small wheel. Front left small wheel. Oh, the rotation is lost in. You see, let's keep it rotating. Let's keep that on the rotation. That's front. Let's put front left wheel. Yes, that's the best way to do things. And then when you're setting up here for that wheel, so what we do is labeling that. What we do is here we'll say this is for the front this is for the front this is for the front wheel, this is for the front wheel, right, Excel 1. We go and we say this is, yeah, and then the next one will be this is for the front wheel left Excel 1. This is not the correct way to spell Excel 1. Right, so we got this saying front wheel Excel 1. Now we need to sort this here, what we have here for the second wheel, because it's motor 1, motor 2 on the left wheel. Now we need to set up for this variable here, we need to set up, the driving forces for it, like how these are set up. So we need to drive the driving forces for it here. So what we're going to do is uh, Basically all this is all the same up to there, because this is the same float you want to use to put forces in this rotation, and the forces onto it here, the forces onto the wheel, right? Direction of the and force. Now the rotation and the rotation force that is applied. So you get this variable over here, and what's inside it there is what it will apply using that. So that's what calls it. When it's called, it will use this, the forces that is in there, whatever values in there, to use that on here using this formula here. That's what it does. So seeing that we've changed this on here, we need to go on to this part where it says front. This is front wheel. Left. We need to make one with all the front wheel variables. Then see, like that one. I'll be able to just copy that, right? And then what we do, type out this on here, simple float. Motor, I hope this works. Motor 1, right? Motor 1 rotation, okay, is equals to time delta time. What's like the equation of derivative in the movement is all that. Delta time times this, what's inside there. Why did I just copy on here? Put a motor there. Okay, I'll just copy that again properly. Didn't copy well, and then what I'll do is I'll put the end of the line there. Oh, what did I do, man? Hey, don't kill the line like that. Well, that variable here, second one, should actually be working with that, but let's put this as motor 1. Here's the motor 1. Okay, and here has to also change a little, so that will be FL small w. Then here we are adding a rigid body. Equals to just went gone crazy there. Gone crazy. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's work together with this. Add talk to it. Add talk. Right, to that same variable here that we have there. Times 0 and 0. So this is x, y, z. And go close the line. So motor 1, FL motor 1 speed should be this one. This one here should be this one. Just like, yeah, should be working just like what the doctor ordered, man. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm starting to think that I might actually not need these here. These. I don't need that. And I don't think it needs this either. This part here. I'm sure I can rely on this. For now, I'll just say instead of front wheel and that. Because I think if it's a duplicate, it should be able to apply these. Yeah, let's say this for applied forces. For applied forces. Right. Okay. You see, everything could be happy down here too. Because these remain the same as they have been applied here, and they have been applied there too, working together with the forces applied in here. See, but although the sliders themselves down here are going to be able to apply whatever values are set in the sliders. So seeing that this is all set up, there are no errors here. We'll save this code. Right, it's happy. Okay, then we'll go back into Unity where we set up this, and then in here we come to we can start with the rightmost, because this is already set up. I don't have a problem with the front right at all. So everything was front right there. I don't need, but what I have a problem with now is this front right one adjuster. So we go into here. Right, we just want to make sure that this here will take up the left car. I'll use the same car, so because it's already a duplicate of that. Let's see how we get on with that. So we go on to here, go on to our rotation thing. We choose the slider that we want front left front left, front left 1, which is this one, front left 1 adjuster, front left adjuster is that. Then what we do is we go on here, we look for the front left adjuster 1, which is this one, and there you go. So this should be now in operation. We'll go to the motor 2 part of it as well. Motor 2 part of it. We do the same thing. Go to our rotation code it's showing on there, and then we choose the front left 2. Right, and then we get the front left 2, front left, right, front left 2, this one, it's already highlighted, get that. So that should now be set up, so this, all the 4 sliders should be working right now. Let's see. No errors at the moment, so let's see what it's saying. Okay, as you can see it's working as well. That's right, they're working. Let's see this boy. There's no response here. Again, there's a response there. Right, now if this is working, I'm not too sure if this responded. Didn't respond like that one, did it? See, that one at the top responded. So this one didn't respond. So we want to see if it is just, because this is a front right adjuster, which is this. We want to see if it's just that or the code as well. So what we're going to do is go down into the front right. No, I got that wrong. That's a label. Front right adjuster, which is this one. We never adjusted this one at all, didn't we? Let's just redo this again. We need them to work. Front right adjuster, which is that one. Front right adjuster, that one. And front right adjuster 1 again. That's left 1, front right. Is that correct? Front. I will start this again. The front right there. Front right 1. Front right 1 adjuster, front right. This should be this one. Okay, let's try again. Let's see. Okay, is this one wanna see it operate this wheel? Okay, this one, is it this one? Yeah, it's working now. Yeah, it's all working now. Yeah, see, that's what we want. Now the second part of this now is moving these wheels. Since this front right, let's just go there, front right, front left. Okay, so if this is front left, we need to make the back wheels. Let's just make sure we are gonna put the correct axle properly. So this will be the back wheels here that we need to make. This because it's a front left. Okay, this is a front motor 1, front left. Okay, so if we do this and we go like that, it's going reverse there, but then it should stop like that. because the motors are opposing each other. See, and then I'll go back and stop that. That should stop there because they're opposing, the motors are opposing each other. That's what meant to be for the braking system. Right, basically the dual induction motor drive shaft. That's what it's supposed to do. So same as here, we'll go there to run, to go opposite direction of course, but then you're opposing, it stops. So the motor is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And these logs could be used for AI data and all that. So, you know, it's just showing you that he has that information to, you know, data to be used for that. See, so there we are. There's our wheels spinning there. And we got this part of the axle working fantastically. Fantastic. Right. And recap into the code again. We didn't need to change this, like what I was trying to do earlier on. We didn't need to do that because you use the same forces on here. However, being a duplicate of this again on the second axle, I'm quite sure that we don't need to change this, but we just need to change the controller. See, so like I said, as the code keeps going further and further, it might continue to get, you know, more complex as it goes further and further and further. So let's see. I think if we was not following this lecture, I mean, not a lecture, this experiment of mine before, it would be good to go back to it and just follow all the other experiments that I have done. You will understand where we came from, and all this is explained, you know, properly, or maybe not properly, but I did explain it. I'm not one that's good at explaining things, but that is what's happening right now. So we are like here. All I can say is just enjoying Unity, and it's been an opportunity. That's all I can tell you. Yep. Right, so we save that and we go and save this project. Save as project as well. So it's all in there and happy to go and start making the other axle as well. So let's see again. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, let's see what's the next video is gonna be like, because that's when we're gonna build the second part of this. So if this is the front, I don't think I explained it earlier properly. If this is the front, right, let's see, that's going there. So if this is the front right, that means that these wheels here are gonna go to the front this side. And then if this is front left, that means that wheel is gonna be about here. Then we're gonna have another wheel up at the back here. Now this is what we are going to build right now. Right, in the next segment. I think I'll stop here for now, and see you on the next video. Basically, this next experiment. I don't know what number of videos this. I haven't been numbering them. That's what I think. I just been running some experimentals and just having fun with Unity, basically. Yeah. So we'll take it from there and see where we're going with it. Yeah. With that, I say thank you for watching. See you on the next experimental video. Yeah. Cheers. Thank you for watching.